It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Salesforce, a tech giant born in a one-bedroom apartment back in 1999, faced some huge challenges, which was how do they stand out in a crowded market when they're the little fish in a big pond in the software industry. And think about that. How does that relate to you as a CEO? Isn't that one of the challenges that you have? Now imagine that the owner, when he first got started, Mark Benioff, goes to Tony Robbins' event, stands up in front of a crowd and says, I'm going to start a new company. It's going to be called Salesforce. And we're going to do $100 million in sales by changing the world and the way they operate today. Now today, that company, Salesforce, does $8 billion in sales, on its way to do $10 billion in sales. And yes, they had some challenges. They were a small company. They were in the SaaS world, which means in the software world, trying to teach businesses how to use sales software to grow the business and make a huge change, which there was a high resistance. Does that sound familiar, by the way? Now, they did a couple of things that are really key that I want to share with you. They had a few different iterations. Some of you might know them as Dreamforce at one point. I get that. But here's the two takeaways that I want you to have as a CEO that I believe not only change the trajectory of their business, but it will change yours, and I've seen it change others. There are two things. Number one is flexibility, and number two is adaptability. So the sales message is we've got to be flexible in altering our sales systems, our sales processes, and our sales funnels in order to get the results that we're looking for, but we have to have adaptability. They didn't just do it in a vacuum. They went back and listened to their customers and what the market was looking for. And today, Salesforce stands out as now one of, if not the giant, to beat in the software industry for folks that are doing sales. And what's the takeaway number two that you can use? You implement that, and you too, as a sales leader, will see your sales skyrocket and go up over time. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown, and I want to welcome you to the CEO Sales Huddle. I'm super excited here. As we get started, we're going to start off the way we start off every single morning, which is with our personal mantra. And our personal mantra is this, and I want you to repeat after me right now, and here it is. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Put that down in your notes. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Now, there's a couple reasons why. Number one, there's no other way to generate revenue in the business but through sales. Number two, sales is the oxygen for every successful business in history. So we're not going to ignore it. Now, we also every single morning do our pledge. Let me see, did I bring that up here? Oh, here it is. We're going to do our pledge. Now, we're at the 3-minute and 12-second mark. So we're doing really, really well this morning, by the way. And here's the pledge we do every single morning. I must learn, earn, and return. Now, repeat after me. I believe every day a CEO needs to look at their business and you need to say these words. I must learn, earn, and return. Repeat after me. It's on the right-hand side. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients to return. So I must learn, earn, and return. Now, we have a couple of objectives. Oh, I thought I changed this over here. Okay, let me just get that going here. We have a couple of objectives every single morning. And there are 3 objectives. And the first objective is to access our sales process. Where are we in the sales process? Where are we as of today? And what are we going to do not only to hit our sales goal, but to exceed that number? Number two is address any roadblocks that exist out there today. And number 3, we must understand the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must understand and know. Now we're at the 4-minute and 25-second mark. So I'm gonna give you these 5 sales pillars in less than 60 seconds. Number 1 is a sales plan. So it's not enough to understand here's our sales goal. We must understand what's the plan, the strategy, the system to get there. Number 2, the sales cycle. What's the cycle that clients go through from the moment they come in to the funnel they go to till they become a client? What's the journey? Number 3, sales pillars that every CEO must know. Number 3 is sales positioning. What is the message? What's the words that we're using because we understand that our words will make us rich. Sales drives marketing. Marketing does not drive sales. And number 4, this is very important, the sales indicators. We spend about 3 minutes every morning. We're going to open up the CEO sales dashboard in a moment. You're going to put in the numbers and we're going to manage it. So sales indicators, what drives the business? And number 5, the sales team. Somebody got to generate revenue. Come on. You don't generate revenue by yourself, by the way. So every morning when we get started, I'm going to share some of the outcomes for those folks that are just tuning in, that are new, that are here for the very first time. Welcome aboard. For those folks that show up every single morning, one of the outcomes that I want to share with you, and I think this is very important, I want you guys to hear me, by the way, one of the outcomes is I want you to look right below the video. And I want you to go and do a quick check-in. We're at the 4-minute and 57-second mark. So if you're here every morning, this is your first time or not, put a hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here is a check-in. It's a check-in that you're here, that you're in the building. Congratulations, by the way. Now, if you're watching the replay, that's cool. You're here. You're consistent. You're in the conversation. Put hashtag replay. Now, if you're not and you can't connect with us because you're not watching this live, you're not on one of the social media platforms, maybe you're on demand. Welcome all the Roku listeners, the Apple listeners, the folks that are on Amazon. Thanks for tuning in. By the way, if you're on the podcast, we appreciate you. Go over now to @IamCheBrown. I think it's right there below. There it is, @IamCheBrown. And make sure you drop me a DM. Just say, I'm in the conversation, Shay. I'm here. Now, for those folks that are curious, Shay, what's going on? This is my first time. Let me tell you a little bit about who we are and what the whole objective of the Sales CEO, so that you are clear. CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. That's our number 1 goal. We're going to sell more faster. Number 2, we only ask for 15 minutes each day. There are 1,440 minutes in every single day. We're only asking for 15 minutes every single day. And I think it's important, double important, that you understand what our big why is. 3 things: sales growth, accountability, and consistency. So as a CEO at the 7-minute and 10-second mark, I don't have to tell you what your number 1 goal is, but I'm going to remind you what it is. And it is sales growth. You show me a CEO where the sales are not growing, and the only way to grow sales is to bring in new clients. I'm going to show you someone that's probably not going to have a job long, okay? Let's just say that. And then there's accountability. We'll often do more for others than we'll do for ourselves. And then there's consistency. You probably heard this before, and it's so important. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with most? They struggle with consistency. So what is our number 1 outcome? Oh, y'all are one step ahead. You're one step ahead of me. I love this. It's $100,000 per month of consistent, predictable, reliable income. Now, I got a message the other day and someone said, Shay, money is not everything. And I'm going to agree with you. Money is not everything. Cash flow solves a lot of problems. And you would probably agree with me. When you have more money in your business, you have more meaning in the world. Okay. When you have more income for your team and for all the people that work for you, they go out and they have more impact in the world. Okay. You would agree with me, $100,000 per month of consistent, predictable, reliable income going into your bank account, you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. And that's our number 1 goal of CEO Sales Huddle. It's the number 1 place the CEOs come in order to get to $100,000 per month. But we don't leave you out there by yourself. We've created a tool called the CEO Sales Dashboard. And the CEO Sales Dashboard is super important because CEOs needed a tool. I talked about Salesforce earlier, but they need a tool a little easier, a little simpler, something they could do. And you know what? It didn't exist. So we created it. So we created a CEO Sales Dashboard. So do me a favor, all the CEOs out there, if you're a manager, you're a supervisor, you're a team leader, thanks for tuning in, you're a rock star, you're here, go ahead and open it up right now. I'm going to show it up. It's an Excel sheet. Now, if you haven't downloaded it yet, you can go over to www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Follow the instructions. Once you follow the instructions, we're here every morning, you fill this out. Now, I don't care if you have your assistant fill this out. Okay, it doesn't matter to me if your assistant fills it out. Doesn't matter to me if you hire someone to fill it out. Doesn't matter if you delegate it to fill it out. It doesn't matter, and I hope you're doing this. If you're here right now and you wear many hats, you're the marketing manager, you're the tech manager, you're the sales manager, you're the owner, you're the admin, doesn't matter. Open it up right now. We only spend 15 minutes, 1% of your day. Plug it in now. Let's look at the top indicators that you need to be successful. I'm gonna go through this really quick. We have sales leads, we have appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. I'm going to start today with appointments. Every day I do about a 90, maybe a 3-minute deep dive into one area. Leads are important. There are subcategories underneath here. But today you go to today's date, and then you go ahead and you mark in on today's date with your 10-minute, 12 mark. This is good. 10-minute mark, 10 minute and 12 seconds. This is good. And you mark it in. So let's go ahead and talk about appointments. A couple of things. Number one, nothing happens without an appointment. So all my managers, all my CEOs, all my vice presidents, you look right now at the CEO dashboard. How many appointments are scheduled on the books today for your team? And if you're the one that has to run the appointments, that's fine. How many appointments do you have scheduled for today? Now, so there's appointments set. Then that's a skill set. Then there's appointments run. That means they showed up. You look right below there. Can you show it to them again? Look right below there, and there's appointments run. So now we have appointments run. How many appointments did we run yesterday? How many appointments did we run the day before? How many appointments did we run the day before? You see the trend here? Nothing happens without an appointment. Now, I get it. There's several different types of appointments. Some of you who've been here every single morning, you know this already. You're following along. You're picking up. You're tracking what I'm saying here. And so we have one-to-one appointments. Let's just show it to them. We have, let me see if I can pull this up. I say show it to them. It's me trying to show it to you right now. Let's see. There we go. So there's one-to-one appointments. That means maybe your team is meeting people one-to-one over the phone. Doesn't matter if it's through a video call. Doesn't matter if it's through Zoom or StreamYard. Doesn't matter how you're doing it. That's an appointment. Then there's one-to-many. So many of you that are on here, some of you do webinars, some of you do master classes, some of you speak to groups, some of you speak to organizations. Some of you as a sales team, you invite your clients or potential clients to one place and you host this big revelation. Maybe it's a customer demo that you do. Well, that's one-to-many. Congratulations. But I also put two others down that I wanted to put down I think are important. There are collaboration appointments. So maybe your team or you are getting together with some folks today and you have 1, 2, or 3 appointments just about collaborating, how you can work together, how you can generate leads. I want you to track this. Now, here's why CEO Sales Dashboard is so important. Yes, it is the #1 sales tools the CEOs use to get to $100,000 a month. But here's why I want you to really, really track it. Hear me, please. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. So you're going to measure it and you're going to manage it. You can do this. You can do this. And this is not a raw, okay? We're at the 12-minute and 24-second mark, and you probably hear my passion. But I want to encourage you to stay on track. No matter how brilliant you are, no matter how smart you are, we all have not blind spots, but we all have some things we know can help us, and we may not always do it. CEO Sales Dashboard, if there's one appointment you have with yourself every single day, maybe after you do your gratitude journal, maybe after you pray or whatever you do in the morning, is really look at your CEO Sales Dashboard. I want it to be a part of the common practice you do every single day. Okay, that's enough. We're at the 13-minute mark or 12-minute, 58-second mark. I guess we're at the 13-minute mark right now. So I'm going to move on. We have 2 other segments that we love to talk about. The next segment we love to talk about is we're going to talk about celebrating wins, because oftentimes we beat ourselves up. So I like to slow down every day, and I like to say, let's take a look at yesterday. Now, for some of you, yesterday was just yesterday, right? Some of you, it was a holiday yesterday. It's okay. Whatever you did yesterday, let's celebrate some wins. What are you most proud of yesterday? What was a big accomplishment you had yesterday? If I could bring you on right now and you could brag about something you've done, what would you want to brag about? Come on, talk to me. And then we're not going to leave it there. We're also going to go and we're now going to celebrate and talk about some challenges we have. One of the reasons I love the CEO Sales Huddle is not a place you just come to and say, oh, everything is fine. My life is perfect. My business is running fine. No, it's a place we come to get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. But we also understand we have some challenges. There's some things that we got to focus on. So let's talk about the 3 challenges we have. We're at the 14-minute mark. We got time for this. Number 1, what was your biggest roadblock just yesterday? Number 2, what's preventing you today from moving forward? What's something you already know is on the calendar? It's already on your agenda. You know it's nagging you. You haven't done it, but you're going to do it. And number 3, what's the one thing you can do that only you can do that if you did it, it will move your life and or business forward? One thing. You do that and you will be successful. This is your time. I'm confident this is your moment. Thanks for tuning in to the CEO Sales Huddle. We're going to give you the message of the day because I'm going to encourage you to just do a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. The message of the day. Hit this button here. The message of the day. So there I was at Toastmasters International, and I was doing one of these table topics, and I was talking about the axe. And I was talking about how this guy had this axe, and he was chopping this axe, and the other guy wasn't working as hard. He was working all these hours, but at the end of every day, he wasn't hitting his production number. So let's say his production number was 100 trees chopped. He was only chopping 50. Yet someone else was working less than him and was able to chop 100 trees a day, but they were doing less work. He went to him and said, "What are you doing differently?" He says, "I'm sharpening my axe. At the end of every day, I go and I spend some time just sharpening the axe." And the other guy said, "That's crazy. I would never do that. It takes too much time. I've got to keep working or I'll get behind." What's the message? What's the point? Take some time to sharpen your sales act. Your sales axe is the one tool not only that will help you impact more people, not only does it allow you to generate revenue that provides you the money you need to purchase the resources to execute the vision you have, but sometimes we get caught up and we form habits, and people form habits and habits form futures. And we do this, we don't slow down in order for us to speed up. So slow down, sharpen the axe, and you will see your sales results go up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the message of the day. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, look right below the video. Let me know you were here. Put hashtag I'm here. Just being here means you're in the conversation, and I acknowledge you. If you're not on one of our live social media platforms and you're watching this replay, or you're on the streaming platforms, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, or you're getting the podcast or Spotify downloads, go over to @IamCheBrown. Just type in @IamCheBrown on Instagram or YouTube, doesn't matter, but let's say Instagram, and just drop me a DM. I love getting DMs. I respond to every DM. I respond to every message. I love you being in the conversation. Just put hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here. Thanks for tuning in. You're amazing. You're incredible. Keep doing God's work, and I'll see you at the next CEO Sales Huddle. Peace for now.